What's going on, Nerd Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Comic Book Nerd Nation podcast, episode number 40. That's right, we're coming up on 1 year of weekly episodes for the podcast, so look for something special coming soon in the future for that. I'm Fox2. Today I'm here with Pirate.
Hey guys.
So just a small crew today. We got a little bit of technical difficulties for Holef and Brian, and Topher is actually feeling pretty sick. So he may or may not jump in sometime during the podcast, but I would probably not count on it. I guess let's jump right in. What you've been reading is going to be incredibly short. I haven't read anything this week, I don't think. What about you, Pirate?
I read a couple Walking Deads, but I mean, just kind of on that quest to get current, but nothing really.
How far off of, how far behind where the TV show is are you?
Oh God. I haven't even, let's see. I'm trying to think where the episodes are at Terminus right now. I'm still pretty far away.
Now, do you know, like, is the comic book series very far ahead of is the TV show going to catch the comic book and then run out of source material?
I heard a rumor that well, I guess really a rumor, a speculation that that they're trying to write the TV show more like the comics. Mm-hmm. I guess because at first there was some comic stuff, but it was nothing like page, per page type.
Right.
Like you couldn't really see it like panel for panel following an episode or nothing like that. But there was a lot of scenes and a lot of characters that were similar. Like Daryl. Daryl's not even in the comic books.
Oh man, he's like my favorite character. I think he's most people's favorite character at this point.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, people. I don't know how many people that have said to me, like, if they ever kill off Daryl,
I'll stop watching the show.
The show, and I tell them, like, you're a fucking liar. I'm like, because you'll still watch it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't think anybody will be.
I would say he's easily the most popular character. Either him or Rick Grimes, but I could see them killing Rick off sooner than Daryl.
But in the comic book, what's funny too is, like, here's another subtle difference. It's pretty big. In the comic book, Rick is the one that is missing a hand, not Daryl's brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
And apparently that was like one of the biggest regrets of writing that into the comic book, is like they're so pissed, like why do we chop his hand off
so early in it? Yeah.
Because now it's so limited as what this character can do. But he's and then they're starting to bring in a lot more of Rick's right hand man. Starting to bring more of his right hand man's in there. Gabriel's supposed to be in this season. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I guess they're never really going to truly write it in like comic book.
Well, yeah, they can't.
Daryl.
Yeah.
But another thing is too, like they said, there's a rumor that they're going to reveal a character's sexuality on the show. And
oh, come on with that shit.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't know. They're just trying to hype up fucking
total publicity stunt. That's all that is.
Yeah. But it would be pretty shocking if Daryl does become, gay.
I
would be shocked. Wow.
I don't have, my problem with it isn't like the idea of somebody's sexuality or whatever. That has nothing to do with it. My problem with it is if they're doing it just to do it, to drum up some publicity, not to further the story. I hate any kind of gimmicky anything like that. I don't like it.
It does kind of fit with some scenes that were shown, like the last scene where he was with Beth.
I'm not current. I haven't seen only maybe four or five episodes of the last season, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, then I mean, spoiler alert, but he ends up running off with Beth, and not running off, but they get separated, and Beth gets kidnapped, which is speculation by Gabriel, that's who I think it is. But before that, he ends up like they get whiskey. They come across this like moonshine still,
Mm-hmm.
like guy who's like hoarding it up and stuff, and obviously he's gone or dead or whatever. And they decide to get drunk, and Daryl goes in about how his dad beat him and stuff, like him and his brother when he would get drunk off moonshine and all this, and pretty much like you expect like to be some type of love scene or something like that between the two, and instead they just burn the place down. So I don't.
That's weird.
I mean, it was a different scene. And then she gets kidnapped.
So have you? So that's about it for what you've read this week. All right.
I'm obsessed with Diablo 3.
Yeah, let's. You know what? Let's talk about that a little bit. That's part of the reason why I haven't read much. Is I've been playing a lot of Diablo 3. Also, I had it. I played on PC. Pirate plays it on PlayStation 3. So there's some subtle differences for sure, but it's the same idea. I just recently got back into it after almost 2 years away from it. About a year and a half, I guess.
It was a while, yeah.
So I've really been enjoying it. If you're not familiar, the basics of what the game is it's kind of like a little bit of a role-playing game. I don't know. How would you describe it?
It's a dungeon crawler. It's just a repetitive dungeon crawler.
Yeah, it is. If there is one thing that game is, it is repetitive, because you are playing the same things over and over and over, just trying to get your character leveled up and more powerful, so that you can go to the next difficulty level. So it's. I don't know how they do it, but they keep you hooked.
Yeah, at some point though, like it's crazy because I know. On the first Diablo 3, not first, the Diablo 3 that came out for console, it was like I was playing it on the highest difficulty rating you could get. I mean, I wasn't able to like breeze through it by any stretch of the means. I was able to kill some of the bosses, but it was still like to the point where I was like, man, dude, why do I'm still playing this and it's still so fucking addictive, and I'm not even, I was only like Paragon 19 or something like that, but 18, and I love it. I'm just like, I'll go hours without finding it, sometimes days without finding anything that's going to boost my character other than my stats, like with going up a Paragon or whatever. But man, it's awesome.
Yeah, if you guys are into I guess this falls under nerd culture, I would say, video games. If you're a fan of like Dungeons and Dragons or medieval, like Lord of the Rings type of mythology, it's that kind of feel to it. Good versus evil, magic and swords and arrows, and that kind of feel to it. But it's a very fun game. 3 out of the 4 people on this actually, I think. Brian plays it too, doesn't he?
Brian plays too, all 4
yeah, so all 4 of us on this podcast actually play, 2 on PC and then 2 of us on console.
All 3 on PC.
Oh, is it 3 on PC?
I'm the fucking black sheep.
You're like the redheaded stepchild of Diablo 3.
Yeah. I don't know. I hate, you know what I mean? I hate computer games like that. Like I hate them.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I play them. Like I just don't like, and I get it. Everybody's like, oh, you got to have this mouse to play. And I'm like,
yeah, it helps to have the right equipment for sure.
Yeah,
you can also get the controllers. You can get like a PlayStation controller for your computer.
Oh yeah, no, I
actually have one of those. If you want to use it, I can give that to you.
Well, I can just hook my PS3 controller. I got Bluetooth on my.
Oh, okay, nice.
So I can just sync it right up to it.
Well, there you go.
But I can't see myself starting a whole new account.
Oh yeah, that would be a daunting task. Just so you guys know, when we talk about like restarting over, you're talking hours and hours and hours. I mean, probably over 100 hours worth of gameplay is probably what Pirate has invested thus far.
Way more than 100.
So yes, we are full-blown nerds. We understand that. So today is probably going to be a little bit on the short side of an episode. Just because it's been a really light news week, and we're light on the crew today for whatever reason. So Let's dive into the news and start talking about some of this stuff, Pirate. First thing is Arrow. First of all, before we get into the news, are you excited for the return of Arrow season 3?
Yeah. Anybody who's ever listened to this show knows that I would be excited about that.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Like, where would you? Okay, because there's a lot of shows. The reason I ask is because there's a lot of shows that are coming up really soon that look amazing to me. I mean, you've got Gotham, you've got Flash, you've got Arrow, you've got The Walking Dead coming back, you've got Sons of Anarchy coming back. I mean, there is a ton of stuff. Comic Book Men, which that's a little bit different. I really enjoy that show, but that's like late at night that
I'll watch it, but the only time I ever ended up watching it was when we were at your house. I think that's the last time I've ever seen it. You're like, hey, check out this stuff. And it's a good show, don't get me wrong, but it's not something I'm like...
Yeah, there's no story to
it.
Because
to me, like, those shows are so... Like, you see cool stuff in there, but it's like... There was another show that I used to watch, and I'm like, this is such bullshit. Like, they hype certain things up so big, and
there's stuff that you can definitely tell that they play off as though it is oh my gosh, this guy just happened to drive across the country and bring this particular piece. Like, there's no way. Like, you know what I'm saying? They contacted that dude and like, hey, come on, we'll pay for your plane to come out here and shit.
Which I get it, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
You want interesting shit coming in.
Is the farthest thing from reality in today's day and age.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That. But, at the same time, it's like, if it's something that, I don't know, for me, watching a show about something that I'm into is cool at first. It makes it like, oh, fuck yeah, they got a show all just about comic books now, about fucking time. And then the more you watch it, the more you're like, what? Like, wait a minute,
Yeah, it's just, for me, it's one of those things that I can kind of throw on while I'm eating dinner or something like that and just kind of like half pay attention to. Okay, so now, here's the question, all right? So we'll take Comic Book Men out of the picture. You have Sons of Anarchy, Arrow, Flash, and Gotham. All 4 of those shows coming back to TV, and Walking Dead. So we'll say those 5 shows. If you had to pick one, and you could only religiously watch one of those shows, but not see any of the other ones, which one would you pick if you could only choose one of those 5?
One of those 5?
Yeah. Well, that's tough.
Out of those 5, technically the only 2 that I've seen that I know about are Arrow and Sons of Anarchy. But thanks to today's modern day intrawebs, I've seen a few others. So let's see. So my choices are okay. So Gotham, Sons of Anarchy,
Arrow, Flash, and Walking Dead.
No Constantine?
No, we're gonna leave that out for now.
Okay. Man.
Although that does look good too. Yeah, we'll throw that in the mix. We'll throw Constantine in the mix too. But is that really gonna take your top spot?
See, the thing is, I have a hard time picking any of those upcoming shows to take my top spot because I'm already engaged in characters on 3 of those shows. I'm already engaged.
Okay, so which one's your pick?
I think last season of Sons of Anarchy kind of sucked until the very end, and it hooked me again. I'm like, God damn it! Like, so I'm gonna go Sons of Anarchy one because I have to see the.
Oh, I am absolutely 100%. Without a doubt, if I could only watch one TV show for the next year, it's going to be the Sons of Anarchy series finale. It's going to be fucking crazy. Jax looks like he's just going to be on an absolute tear now that Tara's dead. I think he's going to kill his mom. I think there's a ton of shit that's going to happen like right out of the gate, and I think it's going to be action packed and pretty heavy on the story side all the way through.
I really hope that it's not like last season.
I liked last season.
See, I thought
it was slower, but it was a lot of
good shit. Yeah, there was big shit that happened, but it was just so far apart between it. And I was just like, "Come on, man!" Like, and I get, the shows, other seasons, it's done it before in the past.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Where it would be it'd be basically like everything was broke down in like 2 episodes, pretty much. Like you had one episode was a build up and one episode was a conclusion. but this whole season to me just seemed like God. It was just so slow. Like if I went 2 or 3 weeks without watching it, like then I was fine with that. I would just binge watch. And to me, it was more satisfying that way
Yeah.
because it's
Well, it
boring.
always is.
I can turn around and throw it over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I found myself watching it the same way this past season. Was not watching it like instantaneously every week when it comes out.
Yeah.
I would maybe skip a week and then watch two of them in a row because of the pacing of the show this season did seem a little bit slower. Definitely, I think the barrier to entry for people that hadn't seen the show, like if you stumbled upon Sons of Anarchy this last season, you'll probably never watch it again. Because if you didn't know the characters, know the history between the characters and stuff like that, I feel like it was a little too slow to just jump right in. Whereas like season 1 and season 2 is just like thing after thing after thing, and
there's a lot of character development in that though, in that season. I mean,
right.
In that show, period.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so back to now that we've both confirmed that our top pick for this season is Sons of Anarchy, what I was originally saying was some news for the Arrow TV show for season 3 coming up. We have 2 new characters confirmed. One is Katana, which will be I'm gonna completely butcher this name. Katana is going to be played by Ryla Fukushima, or maybe Rila Fukushima. And then the character Cupid, which is like a villainess, is going to be played by actress Amy Gumanikis. I think she's from Supernatural. Is the show that she was in?
So,
but
let's recap on all the characters they're throwing in. This season.
My God, it's too many to list. Ra's al Ghul for one.
Okay, Ra's al Ghul, the Atom,
Blue Beetle,
Katana, Blue Beetle.
Yeah, or is that Flash? That's Flash.
No, that's the.
Is
show.
it Arrow?
Yeah, they haven't announced any anything other than. Yeah, the Flash really hasn't announced really too much. I can't remember. I don't know. I'm starting to get them confused though.
I know.
But I'm pretty sure Blue Beetle is Arrow.
So many characters.
Who else did they talk about?
Gosh.
Captain Cold's the only one that they announced in Flash.
In Flash,
that was the dude from Prison Break. God, yeah.
I don't know. Do you think that they're oversaturating the show with too many like B and C list characters?
No, because I think that's what got them where they're at. That's in my opinion. That's where I kind of like them, because the characters they choose to use are B and C list.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm saying, do you think that they're trying to add too many of them, like all at once? Or we don't know. It's hard to say because
know how they're going to be used.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Do you think that we're going to see Harley Quinn come back?
Yes,
I think so too.
Because they already have the actor who happens to be the same person who plays the voice of Harley Quinn in the video games.
Yeah.
They've had her in makeup and they've had her, you know what I mean, she was supposed to be shown in the season finale, but they edited it out.
Yeah, I think that they're going to definitely bring her back, and I don't think that we're going to see the Joker, but I think we're going to get a lot of reference to him.
Oh, you have to.
You can't include her on screen and not reference the Joker heavily, which then opens the door to, potential crossovers between the Batman and the Gotham City stuff. So that's not going to cross over. There's two different stations. Yeah, I don't know. Well, no, it definitely won't cross over with the Gotham TV show. That's for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think that
that's what I thought you were talking about.
I'm saying like they could incorporate some Batman universe characters. Which,
well, they've referenced some.
Well, obviously, Ra's al Ghul is the #1 villain for season 3.
No,
so
there was a thing where she said she's going to contact us or something about there's a wondrous woman who can do like wonderful things, and then there's a billionaire playboy with a lot of cool gadgets. Felicity Smoke mentions all this shit to him about a Justice League type thing.
That'd be sick. I would
And
watch a
then at the
Justice
end
League
of
TV
Flash,
show.
at the end of the Flash show, it shows the headlines of Wayne Enter or Wayne Tech and Queen Industries
Do you think? Do you
consolidate.
think that we're slowly creeping towards a Justice League television show?
I I don't know about maybe a Justice League television show, but at least some episode.
How
I
fucking
want it.
sick would that be?
I want it too bad to like.
You're like, I don't want to say
like,
yes because I might jinx it.
right? You know, I don't know. Like that would be pretty fucking awesome. Dude.
That
like,
would be awesome. I would definitely watch that with the current CW cast on, you know, for Arrow and Flash, and just start dragging people in slowly. That would be awesome. That would be.
How long? But that's the thing with slowly. Like, how long are these characters? Are these actors?
Oh, you'd have to do it within the next 2 years for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
I don't know, man. Dude, it
like
all
really
takes that money.
It,
It all depends on how much money they're making. But you got to think,
you know
some
what?
TV shows do some TV actors do the same role for like 14 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the cast of Friends and shit.
No, who was it? Tom Welling. Is it Wellington, the guy who played Clark Kent in Smallville?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking, I mean, that's an entire career right there. You know what I'm saying? So it very well could happen. We'll just have to kind of wait and see how it develops. The next bit of news that I want to talk about is Age of Ultron set photo that came out, that was released, showing the new Hawkeye outfit. Did you see this?
Yes.
It is awesome. I think it is significantly better than the previous Hawkeye outfits.
Yeah, it gives them more of the. I like that they included like the purple color in it.
But it's not like overly bright either. It fits with the tone. It's a subtle adjustment.
Yeah. I do think I don't know. I think it was the way Jeremy Renner was standing there. Like, where, I don't know, just reminded me very, I don't know what it is with trench coats and, like, photos coming out for movies, but it seems like everything has a trench coat in it.
Like, I don't think it felt like a trench coat.
It just felt like it, like the Blade Runner remake you have.
Yeah.
And then the new Star Wars with Han Solo, and then they always show the next photo of Mel Malcolm, or whoever it is from the Captain Reynolds, Mel Reynolds from Firefly. Right next to it, you know, and then there's Hawkeye standing there, Jeremy Renner. I was just like, man, that's
I like it. I think it was more reminiscent of. It pays a little more homage to the comic book.
And I get that, and it makes sense. And I'm not by any way, shape bashing it. I'm just saying that I think within current news that was coming out, it was like, oh, that's another trench coat.
Yeah. Oh, this again. While we're on the topic of set photos, Pirate, you were mentioning that there was a set photo. I have not personally seen this, but you said there was a set photo from Superman v Batman, or Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, of potentially the Flash.
Yes.
Or his feet, or something.
Well, there was okay. First of all, the actor's name is Scoot McNairy. Okay, so his first name being Scoot, I highly doubt that he would be the Flash. Like, that's just like, dude, really? Like, you cast somebody named Scoot for the Flash?
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
I don't either, but I think it's just fucking funny. Like, too coincidental. But anyways, there's an image of him standing, not like being filmed at the time. He's like kind of in between shots, it looks like, because he's got a pair of Crocs on. But he's got a white button-down shirt, tie, gray slacks, and his gray slacks like end at the knees, and then he's got them covered up with green socks, like for a green screen. And then he's got he's got the Crocs on so he can slip them off, I guess, for shots or whatever. But there's hints that saying it could be the Flash. Well, me and another coworker at work was talking about that. Like, what would make other than having like his feet move real fast, like what would you need a green screen for the Flash? So then we started talking like, well, maybe it's, somebody who's just like missing, some limbs. Like maybe something happened and then he gets his legs blown off. Then we started thinking like, well, wait a minute, could this be, a create like a start from a Tallow, like an origins for a
Okay.
Superman villain?
Okay. So
So
could be potentially, maybe, possibly,
possibly.
possibly,
So
maybe,
we
could
don't know.
be.
It's just a
It's all
it's just a
conjecture.
photo. It could be somebody who gets his legs blown off and by I mean, Superman likes to bring buildings down, so
That's true.
maybe
That's true.
he
There's
gets a building drug.
based on the
I
Man of
can't
Steel
feel
movie,
my
there are
legs.
plenty of people in Metropolis that probably don't have legs.
Right. So he's probably just some one of them guys,
Just one of those dudes. Yeah. Um, next bit of next bit of news, if I could talk. We previously discussed. I think it was the last episode that you and I did together. Action Comics #1 on eBay sold for a record-setting $3.2 million. That's over. That's $1.1 million more than Nicolas Cage paid for his copy. That is insane. I did call it. I said it would go for over $3 million, and just a shade over $3.2 million.
And it was so funny because I was watching that comic. Like I had it on my watch list on eBay, and I would check it like every couple hours. Like it ain't moved yet. It ain't moved yet. And then like right before I got a notice, like 15 minutes left, it was just like boom. Every time I refreshed the page, boom, boom, boom,
Going
like,
up, skyrocketing. Which makes you wonder, like, who the hell is bidding on this thing that they have that much money, that much disposable income to spend on a comic book? I'm all for it. Like, it would be awesome to have, but I'm not sure that's the piece that I would want. Like, it'd be great, but I'm just thinking you could have an entire collection. You could have an amazing entire comic book collection for the price of that one book.
It's not the matter, in my opinion, though, of like it might not be the book you want, but it's the book that came along at the right time. You know what I mean? Because books like that, like that go to auction, like look, when was the last one at auction? 2011, 2010?
Yeah, several years back.
Something like that. They don't. It's not like you can just go to your local or like search on eBay like Action Comics #1 and boom. It's you're not going to see it just all the time.
Well, you can find them on eBay fairly regularly or at auctions, but not in that quality.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like if you're looking for like that primo fucking book, you know what I mean? Or maybe it's not a matter of the book that you want. Maybe you don't even like Superman. You're a comic book collector and you're like, you know what? I want the most iconic book there is. And not only do I want the most iconic book, I want the fucking best one. Like I want to be like record setting. I want to be
but
that
here's
guy,
the question: Do you think that that's a good investment? I mean, buying
absolutely.
that at $3.2 million, do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think that person, whoever it is that bought that, could turn around and sell that book and make money on it?
Probably.
I don't think so.
It's every time it's went to auction, it's increased in value. I mean, historically, if you just look at the track record of that book, yes.
I mean, but there has to be a breaking point. That's what I'm saying. Is like everything goes up, but everything goes down too. You know,
those comics have never went down. That's the thing.
I just can't. I can't see.
Those books continually grow.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying there has to be a cap. Like, I don't see that book ever going for $50 million or anything crazy like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I you know what? Honestly, yes, I do see it go for $50 million because I mean, it might not be in our lifetime, but I'm just saying, as sooner or later, if that book stays vaulted and that book stays in the condition that it's in, sooner or later, that book is going to be probably considered a priceless artifact. You know what I mean? Like right now, there's 50 to 100 left. And the ones that people do have out of those 50 to 100 that are falling apart, they're going to continue to fall apart, even though they're worth money and they're taken care of and they're boarded and bagged probably, or even vaulted.
I would say most of them are probably vaulted at this point.
Even if they are, you know what I mean? Like once inside that vault and like you have acid damage start to take effect, if it's already had water damage at one point, that shit's locked in that vault. So it can throughout time, everything degrades throughout time. Even that 9.0 is probably going to have some form of degradation if it's not kept in a fucking climate controlled area, which I'm sure it probably will be.
Probably will be. If you pay $3.2 million for a book, I would have to assume you're putting it somewhere that's going to keep it in the best possible condition. I just don't see. Maybe maybe in like 20 years from now, 10 years from now, you might be able to go and sell that thing. I'm just thinking, like, even within the next year to 3 years, I don't think you could turn and sell that book and make any kind of profit on it. You know, you might be able to resell it for what you've got in it. Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
3 or 4. I don't. I mean, if you take it to auction that soon, probably not. You're
That's what
probably
I'm
not going
saying.
to
I
make.
don't
I
think
mean,
you're
you
going
might.
to.
But if you take it to outright put it for sale, period. This is what it is. You'll find somebody eventually. It might take a time. I mean, it's like selling a house.
Yeah. So
It
you
doesn't
think
happen
you think it'd
overnight.
be better if he just took it and was like, "I'll sell this book for $5 million
Yeah, I mean,
or
you'll find somebody with money
$4 million."
burning in their pocket.
Yeah,
Eventually,
that's
it
true.
will.
I suppose there's always
You know what I mean?
there's plenty of
There's
people
plenty
out
of
there with.
spend $5 million on a comic book just to say they spent $5 million on a comic book.
That's true. That's true. I
You know what I mean?
suppose. Yeah. I can't.
I've met people who paid millions on a car. You know what I mean? That just sits, like,
Yeah.
just because it was used in a movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. I get you. Um, in other rumors, I don't know how true this is, but I read that there is a rumor circulating that there is potentially going to be another Blade sequel
Now, this I've not heard.
with Wesley Snipes. Would you like to see another Blade movie
Yes,
after the last one?
yes.
Did you like the last
Uh,
one?
I liked all three of them.
Really?
I'm actually like probably one of the people who are like
I really
in
liked the
the
first two.
no.
I really liked the first two. I did not care for who was it? It was Ryan Reynolds and Jessica
Ron
Biel.
Perlman.
I think it was Jessica Biel was in the third one.
Ron Perlman was in it too.
Yeah, I just didn't. I don't know. It just that one in particular didn't really do it for me. I would probably rent another Blade movie, but I would not. I wouldn't go to the theater to watch it. Like, there's no. I mean, I'm different though. It takes a lot for me to get out and go to the theater to watch
Yeah,
something.
you're
Like Guardians of the Galaxy, I went and watched in the theater, in IMAX 3D actually.
seen since when? Well, what before that? What was the last movie that you think? Because
Fuck.
we got pretty whiskey drunk one night, and then went across the street when we was over at Smoky Blues what was that?
I think the
Sailor Jerry's.
I
and then we
think
went
the
to, like,
last
was that Valor?
I think the last movie I've gone to see in the theater was like the last Harry Potter movie when it came out, maybe.
No, it was. I want to say Act of Valor.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
'cause
last.
we got
That's the
really
last
drunk and was
movie.
like, let's go see it.
Yeah, that's the
Like,
last
let's-
movie that I saw in theater before Guardians of the Galaxy was Act of Valor, which was still several years ago, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
if we see this movie, we'll basically Navy SEALs.
We'll basically be Navy SEAls by the time this
We'll
movie's
basically
over.
be Navy SEAL by the time we finish this movie.
That just if we have any actual Navy SEALs fans out there that happen to be listening to this, that was not meant to be an
Navy
insult to
SEAls
you.
fans.
We are nowhere near a Navy SEAL right now. I'm just
Navy
throwing
SEAL
that out there. I'm just
How
saying.
about if there's any Buds graduates out there? I'm sorry.
Yeah, military people in general. That's all the news that I have. I'm not gonna lie. This is an incredibly light week. It just feels like there hasn't been. Oh, you know what? There's one other thing that I caught wind of. There's a lot of controversy around the Spider Woman. Have you heard about this? Spider Woman is being
I've seen
rebooted.
A lot of pictures like throwing her ass up in the air. And
Yeah,
everyone's like,
okay,
"Look at
so-
this." Like, what
So
the fuck
there's
is this?
Spider
She's a
Woman.
spider.
Yeah, Spider Woman is coming out with a new series. Those standalone series, and the covers were released. I don't think the book is actually out yet. I think the covers have just been released as far as what they're going to look like, and the regular cover looks fine, looks awesome. The variant cover, they hired this guy that's known for like his slightly erotic art, and
That was our first mistake.
well, whatever.
Saying.
And he depicted Spider-Woman like kind of on all fours with her head real low and her ass real high in the air, and she's wearing this like it almost looks like body paint, but it's, I'm assuming, supposed to be like spandex or whatever. And there's a lot of controversy over this picture. Have you seen the picture?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen the picture.
What do you think? I mean,
it
do
was,
you think it's as ridiculously offensive as people are arguing that it is?
no, because it's almost like one, it's a spider. I mean,
It's a very Spider-Man,
the
Spider-Woman-esque
Spider-Man
pose.
has done the same
I don't know.
exact.
If you saw Spider-Man in that particular pose, you might be like, that's
Dude,
kind
he's
of
done the
weird.
same sprawl down kind of fucking shit. Like,
Yeah,
his head's not down. His head's
right.
usually up. But you know what I mean? Like, I bet if they would have hired an artist who's not been known for sexually uh, characteristics of, I'm trying to explore erotic
Yeah,
art, whatever you want to say. If he would have not been known for that, and they would just hired some regular artists, probably wouldn't have been an issue.
yeah. It's
I don't think it would have.
I I think that it's a really ridiculous thing for people to make a big deal about, and it's a variant cover, which means that at most comic book stores you're probably not even going to see that cover.
And how many fucking one stupid variant covers have you ever seen?
Oh
And
god,
then also
unbelievable
questionable
amount.
variant covers have you ever seen? You know what I mean? Like but I mean, well, the
Well, look at
questionable
all the
ones are usually
Zenoscope
on the
stuff.
more. Yeah, I was gonna say they're usually more on stuff like that, or like
Yeah, so I mean it's
something with sex in the title already, like is it sex
yeah,
criminals or
I don't know. I just think that I think that people are making a little bit bigger of a deal about it. I think it would have been a slightly bigger deal if it had been on the main cover. This isn't
yeah.
even the main cover. This is like, a 1 out of 150 or 1 out of 100 variant cover, which means that most comic book stores are probably not even, how many comic book stores, honestly, do you think are going to order 100 copies of Spider-Woman #1? None around here, none anywhere where we live near. They might order 10 copies, if that. So the chances of even seeing this thing,
Although they may order more now since it's getting big, it's making a lot of steam.
I mean, it's
Just because
possible.
people's gonna want that variant cover.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I think that's going to be something where people are probably going to have to go online and buy it from like a Mile High Comics or a Midtown Comics, one of those huge comic distributor
Yeah.
stores that get lots of variants because they order hundreds of books of each title. I just don't. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't
I
see
bet
it
it's gonna be
being.
worth. Well, I bet it's gonna be worth a pretty penny though.
It's possible. That's the kind of stuff that can result
That
in.
popularity. I mean,
I'm interested to find out. I'm interested to watch the value of the new Spider-Man #1, that oversized book. That
yeah.
Marvel made the mistake of printing it on too cheap of paper, and a ton of them got destroyed in shipment. I'm wondering if that'll over time kind of go up in value because of that cheap paper, people destroying them and stuff.
I don't know that whole series is kind of lost. You heard people talking about it, like, oh, the return of Peter Parker, and then now it's just like
It's a
nothing. You hear more about Miles Morales than you do about Peter Parker
Yeah,
anymore.
that's true. Well, they're doing a
Whether
big
he's getting a
Spider Verse
show.
thing too, where they're bringing together all the characters within the Spider Verse and the alternate universes of Spider Man and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know. I'm not a big Spider Man reader, so I don't know.
yeah.
Brian would probably know. Maybe we can ask him about that next week if he's back, if he can get his laptop fixed and stuff. But that's about all I've got this week. Yeah, so that's about it for episode number 40. Like I said, we're coming up on a year here in just a few months, so we're going to try and do some special stuff, hopefully leading up to and including episode 52, which would be 1 year, 52 weeks in a year. I'm sure we'll have a special for episode 50. I've got some ideas, so we'll talk amongst the group and figure some stuff out. But stay tuned. The next 10 episodes should be very, very good, including potentially some live interviews from the Cincinnati Comic Expo, which 3 out of 4 members of the podcast will be at. yeah, that's about it. I'm Fox 2. We got Pirate.
See you guys.